Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question through ReachMe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check it out. Here's a place where you can ask me a question and I will answer the question. It costs a little bit of money to do it, and sometimes I'll actually make YouTube videos out of the questions and you'll get a longer answer. That's what's going on here. I got this question from Anonymous here, and he asked a really good question that I thought I'd answer because I've gotten a few of these type of questions before, and it's something that's on a lot of people's mind as far as coding bootcamp. Now that I'm done advertising, all right, I want to actually answer the question. So the question is, John, I'm planning on taking a bootcamp from Code Foundry in Triad, North Carolina. However, I had no idea that camps were so expensive, nearly 10 grand for a 12-week full stack course, but I'm going to try and take their mobile course, 3 weeks for 2 grand first if possible. My question is one of insecurity. Given the price, can you assure me to an extent that my money is well spent? I will definitely give 110% and push myself to the limit when I'm at camp, off camp. Money is just tight, obviously, but courses seem to revolve around C# and even Xamarin. I feel like it is very valuable, but just really wanted your opinion. I'm finishing an AS in programming, may go for a bachelor's later. So a couple of things here. First is that coding boot camps, okay, there's definitely different levels of them and different values of them. To me, 10 grand for a 12-week full stack course, like if it delivers the results, that's a pretty cheap price, right? That's a pretty cheap investment. I know not everyone has 10 grand lying around, and that's a decent amount of money, but compared to other options like going to college for 4 years or 5 years of your life and paying a bunch of money and all the costs and textbooks and everything that is entailed with that, or that entails, a coding bootcamp for 10K, very, very cheap, okay? You know, I know that not all of you are in parts of the world where that is even cheap at all, but, you know, at least from my US-centric viewpoint, 10K versus college, you know, coding bootcamp makes sense from that perspective. So I want you to first set the expectation and say, look, it's not really that expensive. But with that said, hey, do you want to blow 10K, right? I mean, this is a really good question. You know, given the price, can you assure me to an extent that the money is well spent? Here's what I can do. I can't assure you that the money is well spent, but I can give you some guidelines and some ideas and what I would do if I were in a coding bootcamp and how I would guarantee success, basically. I can give you a formula that all but guarantees success, right? And something that just logically makes sense. A lot of times what you want to do, right? I always talk about trusting the process. By the way, let's plug my shirt. I haven't talked about the trust. I should wear the shirt a little bit more often. I haven't worn it in a video in a while since I've updated my wardrobe, but I should put that sucker on. Anyway, the point is this, is that you have to trust the process. And what that means is that you need to come up with a process that is going to get you the result that you want, that is almost guaranteed to get you that result, and don't worry about the result. The result will take care of itself. You just focus on the process, you just trust the process, and you just work on that. So in regards to coding bootcamp, first thing is first, check them out, make sure that they're a good bootcamp, right? If you're gonna spend 10K, right, don't worry about the money so much, right? If there's a really good bootcamp for 10K, but there's a super excellent one that has great reviews and great recommendations for 15K, spend the extra 5K, right? Spend the extra money, go to the best one that you can, filter it out. If there's a bargain basement one for 3K, skip that, right? Unless it's just like some kind of super deal and you know that for sure. But talk to people who've gone to the boot camp, you know, research them, check it out, do your due diligence. Always do your due diligence on stuff, guys, all right? Because that's going to save you a lot of headache. Man, I have made so many mistakes in my life by not doing my due diligence, from hiring people, taking jobs, buying shit, selling shit, right? All kinds of stuff where if I would have just taken the time to do the due diligence, I would have gained a huge, huge benefit. So that's step one. Number two, okay? This is the critical part. This is really the thing that you need to do if you want to be successful. If you've picked a decent boot camp, right, you have to figure this. If you're the best person in the class, okay, so a boot camp could not succeed financially and exist if at least, let's say, the best person in the entire class, let's say they have a class of 20 people or something, however many people they have in their 12-week iterations. Maybe they have 50 people. I don't know how many they have. But let's say that if the best person in the class, the most hardworking, best, right, top of the class, top person in the class, if that person does not succeed and get a job after completing the boot camp must fail, right? I mean, this is just common sense logic here. In fact, I would extend that and I would say, really, they got to be having successful placements and having success stories for probably the top 10% minimum, right? I mean, I think a really good boot camp should be placing like top 30, 40, 50%. But let's just say, let's be conservative as hell here, so that, because you said, can you assure me to an extent that my money is well spent, right? So here's how I can assure you to an extent. And this doesn't just apply to boot camps, folks, okay? It's not just boot camps. This is every fucking thing in your life, right? I'm just giving you a formula that's gonna work with the boot camp, but it's gonna work with a whole lot of other stuff too. Just apply this to whatever you're doing. This is how I succeed at shit, okay? This is how I end up with Complete Software Developer's Career Guide being a fucking #1 bestseller on the first day, even before the launch, and dominating and having the most pluralsight courses, and having, you know, the most subscribers, the most YouTube videos for a programming YouTube channel. Not to brag, but I'm just saying this is it's because I use this strategy, which is this, is to say, look, if you're gonna do this, okay, be the fucking best. Like, you watch my bulldog video, okay, on how to be a bulldog, all right? And you got to take that. If you are willing, right? I can't guarantee you, and maybe you can't guarantee yourself that you're going to be the #1 person in the class. There might be some boy wonder genius, some guy that actually doesn't even need a coding boot camp and is just going through it just because it's fun to like whoop the pants off everyone else or just do, you know, whatever. So you can't guarantee that you're going to be #1, but you can guarantee that you're going to be in the top 5%. I can almost like that. Maybe you'll be the top 3 people in the class, or probably top 5, whatever it ends up being. Certainly top 10%. Like, that's just a matter of being a fucking bulldog and putting your ass to the grass, right? Putting your ass to the grass. I don't know. Put your nose to the grindstone, outworking everyone else, right? Want some motivation on this? Watch the Simple Programmer trailer video for 2017. You know, but you can outwork everyone else. That's a secret formula. So this is what I say about the bootcamp. All right, fucking pick a good one. All right, make sure you do the due diligence, and then just commit. If you're going to sign up for this thing and you want to almost guarantee successful results, it's almost guaranteed. I promise you that it's close to guaranteed as possible that if you pick a good boot camp and you pay that money and you work your ass off and you make sure that you graduate at the top of the class, that you strive to be the best person in that class, the most successful, the best person, the most diligent, learn the most, right? Study the most, really become the best person, the mentor of that class. If you strive for that, I said a guarantee, or I can't guarantee that you'll be #1, but if you're #2 even, or #3, you're almost guaranteed to have the results of succeeding, of them placing you. They're going to have the connections, right? Of them, they're going to pick their top students, and companies that are picking students out of these boot camps are going to be picking the top students. So if you do that, that's going to guarantee you success, okay? Or at least as close as possible that you can. And that's, I mean, to some degree, that's trusting the process. You can't control the results. Anyway, I'll give you one bonus tip here, okay? Be the dude that stays after. I mean, this is a 12-week boot camp, right? If you're gonna do this, go fucking all in, right? Like Tony Robbins says. I love Tony Robbins. He says go all in, right? I went to one of his seminars. He said, John, go all in. He didn't say it to me personally. I wish he did. But, you know, he said go all in, all right? And what that means is like balls to the wall, right? That's what I meant to say, not ass to the grass. I don't know. Ass to the grass is good for squatting, but balls to the wall and everything else, all right? And so what I mean by that is like, what you're gonna do is drop everything else from your life. Just focus on this for 12 weeks, right? Go and do 12, 14-hour days there, maybe more, maybe 15-hour days, I don't know. Stay after, mentor people, stay after, see if you can help the instructor of the course, see if you can take on more work, more assignments, ask for more, ask for more, ask for more. Just expand to the maximum of your capability, and that's how, like, I mean, these are pivotal moments in life, guys. These are pivotal moments when you make this fucking choice and you go balls to the wall and you go all in like that and you play full out. That's what he says. He says play full out, Tony Robbins. That's where things fucking change. These are, and there's certain of these moments, certain of these chances that you have in life, and you don't want to look back in life. You want to say, man, if I would have just given it my all, right, and really given it my all, give it beyond my all, right, then I could have changed my life. You can change your life. You can fucking do it. So that's my advice to you. And like I said, as close as I can come to guaranteeing you success would be if you follow what I just told you there. If you do that and you do not achieve success, I'll be fucking amazed. I want to hear your story, because I'll help you personally. Honestly, you can, if you do that, and you give me the proof, and you don't achieve success, man, let's get on Skype. Let's talk. Let's figure this out, because there's no way. There's no way. I'm convinced that anyone who does what I say in this video is going to achieve success. I just can't see it not happening. All right. So there you go. I hope that helps you. If you have a question for me, you can always go to the VidMe. That link, I think that's probably best. You can always email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com, but it's unlikely that I'll give a response just because I get so many emails. I love you guys, but I get so many emails. All right. And I have one last thing for you. If you've been watching this video, if you've been searching on YouTube and you're like, hey, I want to watch more of these damn videos, then click the subscribe button already, and make sure you click the bell so you don't miss videos, the whole jazz with that. All right. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.